Huguenots and your Mamaroneck Tigers. New Rochelle is coached by Ray Rett. Assistant coaches, Greg Foster, Theo Washington, Quentin Witherspoon, Tom Drago, Jordan Tiger, and Jim Bench. Mamaroneck coaches, head coach Anthony Vitti, assistant coaches David Smith, Justin Washington, Peter O'Byrne, James Berg, and Kevin Martins. Cheerleaders, head coach Lisa Ferraro, assistant coach Lindsay Soto. Please rise for the playing of our national anthem. Officials for today's game, Robert Brandt, Vincent Maranzino, John Jones, Richard Lepore, and Paul Quagliano. Objective of Mamaroneck High School in Section 1 in the New York State Catholic High School Athletic Association be implemented in the most sportsmanlike atmosphere possible. The officials have been instructed to tolerate absolutely no unsportsmanlike conduct from the players. We ask you as the fans to help us reach our objective by conducting yourselves in a sportsmanlike and respectful manner. Thank you very much for your cooperation and enjoy the game. Go Tigers!
Welcome, sports fans, to LMC Media's presentation of Mamaroneck Varsity Football. From Mamaroneck High School's Memorial Field, this is Steve Anastas coming to you live. We have New Rochelle Huguenots visiting the Mamaroneck Tigers. New Rochelle comes in at a record of 2-0, having won their opener against RC Ketchum 18-0. Then last week really put it on the Yonkers Force with a final score of 44-7, where they were able to rest their starters for most of the second half. Mamaroneck, on the other hand, came out of the gates strong with a fantastic performance against the White Plains Tigers, winning 33-20, as the opening kickoff sends the ball deep to Alex Verney at his own 10. He races upfield and has an opening out across the 35 and is down across the 36-yard line. He's down by contact before the ball came free. And Mamaroneck will start over there, 1st and 10. So as I started to say, as they kicked the ball off, Mamaroneck had some COVID complications with their opponent, I believe Yonkers being that opponent, the Yonkers Brave. And so they scrambled and found an opponent, the Newburgh Free Academy, and they played them a very strong game against Newburgh, but Newburgh was just too much to handle in the end. And now we have our first play of the game. It's Longezo Sandrum. Bounces it to the outside, gets out across the 36 to the 37. A pickup of 1 yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Mamaroneck is in their traditional no-huddle offense. Malice in the shotgun, goes for the hard count to get the early indicator. You'll see that often here today, where they try and get the defense to show something before getting the final play. He drops back, puts the ball up for Loga, and is a little bit too far over the head of the senior wideout. Tyler Loga had a standout season for the hockey team, has been playing hockey for several years, grew up as a hockey player, and finally was convinced to give football a try, and he has really made the most of it. He came down with a spectacular Hail Mary catch at the end of the first half to give Mamaroneck the lead against Newburgh. Fakes the handoff to play action. It worked. Oh, he had Verney, puts it a little bit too high for him, and that will bring up 4th down after 2 straight incompletions. And Mamaroneck sends on the punting unit. Back to do the punting duties for Mamaroneck will be number 71, James Jogas. He will be filling in for the injured Josh Greenberg, who is out for today's game. Back deep to receive for New Rochelle, number 4, Gary Phillips III, a two-way starter. Obviously plays all 3 directions. Oh, he gets a fortunate bounce, does Jogas, as he's able to get that one off and avoid the rush and pressure, and the ball is down inside the New Rochelle 40 at just about the 39-yard line, and New Rochelle will take over there. 1st and 10 for the Huguenots. Mamaroneck, unfortunately, as many football teams do, is suffering through a spate of injuries. They lost their star, Jack Betton, and we'll talk about him in a minute. But they are hemorrhaging starters all over the place, especially in the defensive backfield, as Nathan Friedman and Zach Schwab are both out today as well. Handoff goes right. Strings it out well, and a beautiful tackle there by number 24, Teddy Auker. Sophomore defensive back comes up and makes the play, as he gets some help last minute from Jack Ramsey, who has had a solid season so far at the middle linebacker spot for Mamaroneck. Quarterback for New Rochelle is number 12, Jaden Pereira. Screen pass to the left, incomplete. They try to get it working to number 1, Jaheim Gregory. I'm sorry, that pass was to number 3, Caden Smith. And it's now 3rd down and 13 for New Rochelle on their own 37. 2 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. They fake the jet sweep and go up the middle. Oh, and he bobbles the ball momentarily as he is brought to the ground by Brian Albert, coming up from the safety position to make the stop about 4 yards short of the 1st down. It'll be 4th down and 4. And New Rochelle, taking no chances here early against Mamaroneck, sends in the punting unit. Back to receive is the sophomore Auker. Massey with the long spiral punt over the head of Auker. And he's fortunate to have it bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Massey displeased with that punt as he kicked it too far, as it turns out. Sent it about 55 yards, but it ends up as a net 35-yard punt as the ball comes out to the 20-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Mamaroneck there with 9:57 remaining here in the first quarter. So more on those injuries. Jack Benton out with a broken collarbone. It's a tragic loss for this program, but he will go on to have a fantastic collegiate career. He will be having a, oh no, Grant Malice has the ball picked off by number 3, Caden Smith, who runs it back for the score. He cut off that passing route, I believe, to Fleming, and brought the ball all the way back from about the 30-yard line. And New Rochelle is on the board with its first score. On to attempt the extra point for New Rochelle will be number 81, Kaiki Braga, a junior tight end. Comes in as the place kicker. Kick is up and wide right. No good. So, an impressive pick 6 for number 3, Caden Smith, the senior defensive back for New Rochelle. And Mamaroneck trails 6-0. We'll be back in just a moment on LMC Media.
Larchmont Mamaroneck, this is your media center. Live mobile production van. In-studio recording. Podcasting. Social media. In your schools. Watching your government. With your neighbors. LMC Media, building community through media.
Stephen Astis back with you at Mamaroneck High School's Memorial Field as New Rochelle has a 6-0 lead and is now kicking off to Mamaroneck. Number 20, Giovanni Wellington, I believe, is in to kick off for the Huguenots. Back to receive once again is Alex Verney. Bobbles the ball at his own 20, picks it up, races across the 35 out to the 40, and a great return again from the senior leader and captain of this Mamaroneck team. Making an impact early is Alex Verney. And Mamaroneck will take over there at their own 45-yard line. Grant Malice has to shake off that interception. He's a veteran football player, so he knows well how to do that. And it's still early. Jason Cox moves into motion. Malice does a great job on the keeper there, pulling it out of Cox's belly and taking it himself for about 5 yards on first down, out to midfield for the Tigers. Paul Fuller now checks into the offensive backfield for Mamaroneck. Comes in at the tight end position as Verney splits out wide to the top of your screen with Miles Fleming. Tyler Loga split wide to the bottom of your screen. You can see the anxiousness and eagerness of the New Rochelle pass rush. Hands off to Sandrum. Good spinning move, and he covers up well to hold on to possession and out inside the 45-yard line for a Mamaroneck first down to the New Rochelle 42. The offensive line for Mamaroneck at center, number 69, Brendan Greeny. The left guard is number 51, Matt Sommer. Number 52, Owen Karpelis, is the right guard. Malice tries to get it to Fuller. Fuller had some green in front of him, but that was a tough pass to bring in. Just a tough connection all around. Malice put it right where he needed to, but Fuller just couldn't get his hands on that one as it was just over his shoulder. As I'm sure those of you who have never put on pads and a helmet before can imagine, that is not the easiest kind of catch to make, as you're trying to use your peripheral vision within your helmet as well as get your hands above your head to get on that pass. Handoff to Sandrum up the middle, and a good job blasting through the middle as he is taken down to the ground by number 52, Nate King, the senior captain. Stops him after a pickup of 4 yards. Good solid push from Longezo Sandrum. King is headed to St. Francis in the fall. He's had an illustrious career here at New Rochelle High School. Malice drops back to pass. He's got a receiver in the open. Pass complete to Nicholas Obregon. Obregon still on his feet. Back inside the hash marks and down inside the 35-yard line. Marked down just at the 31. First down, Mamaroneck. Continue on, it's hard to do. It's Mamaroneck running the no-huddle offense, is moving quickly. Number 75, Dylan Calderon, is playing right tackle. And the left tackle is manned by number 56, Ryan Johansson. Obregon is bunched up with Loga just off of Johansson's shoulder. Gets it to Verney. Verney's got some room. Breaks one tackle and is pushed down from behind by Massey, but not before he picks up another Mamaroneck first down. The Tigers are moving the ball down the field. With the spat of injuries that Mamaroneck has suffered, you'll see several players playing both ways. You see Fuller out there on offense, along with Verney. Hand off to Sandrum. Can't find a hole and is brought down from behind by King. Massey put up the resistance for New Rochelle as he was being blocked by Johansson. It'll be second down and 10. After no gain on the play. Fleming and Obregon split wide to the right. Loga split wide to the left with Fuller in the slot back spot. Malice has Sandrum. Pass complete in the flat. Drops his shoulder and gets down to the 16-yard line. Solid gain on second down for Mamaroneck. Good physicality from Sandrum. Makes it about third down and 6 with 5 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the first quarter. 3 receivers left. Malice rolls out to his left. Southpaw goes for the end zone. Just out of the reach of Loga, incomplete. And that'll bring up fourth down from the 16-yard line. That would be about a 33-yard field goal attempt. They send Jack Jager in at wide receiver. And it looks like they will go for the field goal. On comes James Jogas. Nicholas Obregon will hold. And I believe it is Will Pineros. No, it is Jason Cox on to snap. Snap is good. The kick is up. Just wide left. It had the distance from 34 yards out, but the field goal sails wide of the goalposts, and New Rochelle takes over there. Tough outcome after a fantastic drive by the Mamaroneck Tigers. And New Rochelle now has possession. First and 10 at their own 20. Obregon stays on at the left cornerback. Jason Cox at the right corner. And New Rochelle calls timeout as they had a personnel issue. So we'll take a break here at Mamaroneck High School. It is 6-0 New Rochelle over Mamaroneck here on LMC Media.
Need technical support for your next meeting or presentation? LMC Media offers full-service meeting management virtually, in real life, or a hybrid of both. Our staff can run your meeting or webinar, set up for in-person audiences to interact, or provide a professional space for you to stream. Contact us for more information at info@lmcmedia.org.
Stephen Assis back with you live at Mamaroneck High School's Memorial Field. New Rochelle leads Mamaroneck 6-0 with 4:58 remaining in the first quarter. They fake the handoff on the jet sweep, get the ball out to Gary Phillips III, and he races up the right sideline and is gone for the score. Brian Albert gives chase, as does Jason Cox, but the speed of Phillips is too much for the Mamaroneck defensive secondary. And the screen pass to Phillips III is good for the 80-yard touchdown score. And just like that, it is now 12-0 New Rochelle with the extra point to come. Braga comes on to attempt the extra point for the Huguenots. It was a well-designed play by New Rochelle. Auker charged in to try and make the play as the kick is good. Auker came in to try and make the play on Phillips, but he was able to avoid that attempt. And then he was off to the races as they had a helmet on Obregon, and Phillips was able to just race around that situation, if you will, short of midfield around the 40-yard line. And then it was just a foot race to the end zone from there. So we'll be back in just a moment here on LMC Media. Mamaroneck trails 13-0. Back with you with 4:39 remaining in the first quarter. Mamaroneck trails 13-0. New Rochelle set to kick off. High end over end kick reaches Verney at the 15. He has an opening, but is taken down by number 31, Jaquise Brandon. Solid open field tackle by the junior defensive back on Verney. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 30. If you take out the special defensive play by the safety on the pick six for the first score, and that touchdown right there, you could say that Mamaroneck has been outplaying New Rochelle between the 20s, so to speak. Sandrum bounces off one tackle, fights to stay on his feet, gets out across the 35, is brought down about the 37. Will be just short of a first down by a couple yards. Solid gain on first down. They actually mark him down all the way back at the 36, so it's a gain of 6. 2nd down and 4 for the Tigers. Hands off to Sandrum again. This time he breaks through, and he is in the clear. 40, 30, 20, knocked out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Fantastic carry and run by Longezo Sandrum. It's a 49-yard run by the junior tailback. Mamaroneck has a first down now at the New Rochelle 15-yard line, and as I was saying, aside from those two plays from New Rochelle, with the positive field position that Verney has given them to start their drives, and the solid play from Sandrum and the offensive line, Mamaroneck has really been competitive here today. Just got to avoid those explosive plays. Unfortunately, that is what New Rochelle is known for. And so Mamaroneck is just going to have to do their best to avoid that moving forward. Good carry there from the junior middle linebacker, Jack Ramsey, coming in at the running back spot to spell Sandrum. Holding is the call on that play, unfortunately, for Mamaroneck. We'll see where the holding occurred, as in high school, it is a spot foul. So that would be 10 yards from the spot of the foul. It's a good time to mention the referees for today's game. The head referee is Greg Harris Sr., the umpire Bobby Brandt, head linesman John Jonas, the line judge is Vinny Marandino, the back judge Rich Lepore, and the timer is Paul Capuano. Timeout on the field by New Rochelle. We'll be back in just a moment on LMC Media. Stephen Ash is back with you at Mamaroneck High School. Mamaroneck trails New Rochelle 13-0 with 3:15 remaining in the first quarter. The Tigers are in business after a huge 49-yard run by Longezo Sandrum. That run by Ramsey was negated by the hold. It marched it back about 6 yards, so on 1st and 16, Sandrum carries it across the 20, and he is down in a heap. Trainers come out onto the field, so we will take another break here on LMC Media.
The LMC Media production van is a fully equipped mobile production unit. This custom-built van has cutting-edge professional video and telecommunications technology, high-definition cameras, and accommodates a full production crew. Interviews and events can be easily live-streamed from remote locations to the LMC cable channel.
So Sandrum is okay. He just took a shot to the delicate area, shall we say. Jet sweep to Jason Cox around the left side, picks up a couple, gets him back to about the 17-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 12 from there. Sandrum now back onto the field. I know they make protective cups for sports like this, but there aren't many players who wear them because they're looking for speed and comfort. But then you have moments like that where either land on the heel of someone's cleat or a knee or any number of body parts end up in your midsection and your groin, and you will definitely feel that one. Cox with the halfback pass. Caught! Oh, just shy of Fleming and the goal line. Cox put just a little too much air under the ball as he had the receiver open in the end zone for the score, but the ball falls incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th down and 12 from the 17-yard line. And as Jogas showed that he definitely has the foot for it, they will attempt a 39-yard field goal, a 34-yard field goal from the left hash mark. Snap is high, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it's got the distance. It is good from 34 yards out. Mamaroneck is on the board with 1:53 remaining in the first quarter. We'll be back in just a moment here on LMC Media.
Media on your Roku in full high definition. Go to streaming channels and search for ScreenWeave. Install the Cablecast ScreenWeave channel. Look for the green icon. Open the channel, scroll to LMC Media, and press OK. Your device will remember your selection in the future. From within the app, you can watch all 3 of LMC's channels live. Or check out municipal and school board meetings, varsity sports, and more on demand.
Thank you for watching LMC Varsity Sports. We hope to continue this service of streaming our school's varsity sports matches, but we can only do this with your support. Visit lmcmedia.org/donate and make your contribution today and keep this program going.
Back with you at Mamaroneck High School. This is Stephen Astis. Broadcasting for LMC Media, the 1:53 remaining in the first quarter as Jogas in to kick off from the 40. Line drive kick is fielded at the 25-yard line by Jason Vargas. Vargas brought down by Alex Verney and Yeli Sek at the 35-yard line after a return of about 10. New Rochelle will take over there. An impressive field goal completed by James Jogas, senior kicker. You may remember him from many fantastic games for the Mamaroneck Varsity basketball program. New Rochelle goes up the middle to Phillips, and he is brought down after a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. New Rochelle at their own 38-yard line. Take a moment to remind you all that LMC Media is funded by support from the local community. Those of you that would like to support us, please feel free to visit lmcmedia.org/donate. We could use all the help we can get. Quarterback keeper by number 8, Colin Jennings, in a bit of a wildcat fake jet sweep. For those of you that aren't aware, a jet sweep is when a receiver comes sprinting across the formation to get a head of steam going and race outside the defense and try and get outside to the edges, where obviously there's a lot more room to maneuver. Here comes Pereira back in at the quarterback spot for New Rochelle. Coming wide to the right is number 2, Jason Vargas. Split wide to the left is Caden Smith. Pereira drops back to pass. Brian Albert on the coverage. Pass incomplete, intended for Phillips. That'll bring up 3rd down and 3. And that is the end of the first quarter. So at the end of one, Mamaroneck trails New Rochelle 13-3. We'll be back in just a moment here on LMC Media.
Do you have a great idea for a YouTube video or a short film, but don't know how to make it happen? LMC Media has what you need. Our equipment cage is stocked with professional quality cameras, tripods, lighting, sound, cabling, and more. Our 768 square foot studio features a full lighting grid, wraparound green screen, teleprompter, TriCaster, and high-definition cameras. To reserve equipment, contact us at reserve@lmcmedia.org.
Rochelle on to punt. Punt drops a little short and is down at the Mamaroneck 26-yard line. So Mamaroneck will take over there. It'll be 1st and 10 for their offense. Coach Ray Rett for New Rochelle taking no chances there on 4th and 3. He knows he has time on his side and a 10-point lead, so he didn't want to risk it and try and go for it and come up short and give Mamaroneck an even shorter field than they've already been playing with. So he went for the field position play and pushed Mamaroneck back close to their own 20. It's 1st and 10 at the 26. Sandrum down, bounces just short of the 30-yard line. Pickup of 3 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Fleming and Obregon are split wide to the right. Obregon is a sophomore wide receiver. I believe I've given a few sophomores junior credit here, so let's back that up. I also should mention Jack Ramsey, the middle linebacker who also got a carry on that play earlier, is also a sophomore. Sandrum finds a hole and gets out across the 35, and right at the sticks he is brought down. We'll see where he is marked. Looks to be enough for a Mamaroneck 1st down, yes. And the head referee gives the indication, 1st down Mamaroneck. So as is obviously the case, Mamaroneck just needs to be methodical and keep to their game plan. They've been moving the ball effectively. They just need to limit the turnovers and stay confident on offense. Grant Malice has a fantastic arm. I think he just looked down that receiver a little too much. Sandrum gang tackled. First to make the stop is Jason Irizarry. He gets out to the 40-yard line, so it'll be 2nd down and a long 7. Clock continues to roll, 10 minutes remaining in the half. Loga and Obregon split wide at the top of your screen. Fleming split wide to the bottom. Verney gets the screen pass and picks up about 3 on the play, is knocked out of bounds across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Alex Verney will be attending Washington and Lee College in Virginia to play football next year. Paul Fuller is going to be doing a PG year at Suffield Academy. Malice has a receiver over the middle. Obregon tried to get his mitts on it. He had it, and then as he was brought to the ground, the ball jostled free, so it's incomplete. And that brings up 4th down, and that'll bring on the punting unit and James Jogas. Another good pass from Malice. Unfortunately, Obregon just couldn't hold on to that one. Good effort all around from Mamaroneck, but some plays just aren't meant to be. So Jogas is back deep to punt. On to return for New Rochelle is Jaheim Gregory. High kick. Takes a short Mamaroneck bounce out of bounds at the New Rochelle 31, and the Huguenots will take over there after we come back from a quick word here on LMC Media.
LMC Media's YouTube channel is where you can connect to your community. You can easily find your favorite videos in a playlist or keyword search. Videos are added daily relating to your community, weekly updates, talk shows.
Welcome to another community conversation. I'm Michael Witch.
Here we are back at Mamaroneck High School. Jet sweep around the left side. Mamaroneck has tacklers. Yelly Sek does a great job of fighting off the holding by number 6, Dumir Desemi Barlatier, and makes the tackle, but the penalty will march that one back about 10 yards. Great job by Sek to maintain outside containment. A tough task against this speedy New Rochelle offensive team. Puts it back all the way at the 20-yard line as the holding occurred a yard behind the line of scrimmage. So repeat first down. It'll be 1st and 21 for New Rochelle, and any opportunity you can get to march them backwards, you take it. Pereira looks to pass, throwing it down the, oh, a good catch there. He got a foot down. The ball came free. They're trying to point out that the ball came free as he landed on the ground. The officials are conferencing at the 48. Oh, you can see the receiver never actually had complete control of the ball when he went out of bounds. From the replay, they're going to continue talking about it. You can see Coach Vitti. And they rule it an incomplete pass. After conferring at midfield, the officials determined that the receiver did not maintain possession as he got to the ground, and so they will go back to their own 20. That was a really good looking pass from Pereira. Unfortunately, he left it just a little too far outside toward the sideline. Great coverage by the sophomore Teddy Auker on the play. And so it's now 2nd down and 21 for New Rochelle. Clock is stopped with 8:38 remaining in the first half. Auker's father played football and wrestled at Franklin and Marshall College. His older brother Brady is a junior committed to Cornell University for lacrosse. I know the coaching staff did a full court press to try and get Brady Auker to play as well, but they are very thrilled to have Teddy Auker on this roster, and he made his presence felt on that play right there. Jet sweep around the right side to Phillips. He is tackled for a loss by Fuller in the backfield. A penalty flag appeared to be flying here on the Mamaroneck sideline. That must have been something else. Someone threw a yellow flag way up high in the air, but I don't see anything on the field. So after the loss of about 5.5, it'll be 3rd down and 27 for New Rochelle. Yes, so that was a flag thrown for a sideline warning on Mamaroneck. I thought my eyes were deceiving me there for a second. I did see a flag fly, but that is just a warning. So New Rochelle has it. Screen pass. Oh, and Sek with the pick six. He read it perfectly and ran it in for the touchdown. Mamaroneck does a little dance in the end zone to add the punctuation to the play. And we'll get a penalty flag for that one on the celebration. A beautiful job of anticipating from the senior linebacker, number 8, Yeli Sek, and he runs it in for 6. I tell you, you pick off a pass and run it in for a touchdown against the New Rochelle Huguenots, you deserve a little bit of celebration. Of course, that is against the rules, and I'm sure he's going to get a talking to from Coach Vitti, but everyone on the Mamaroneck sideline is just a little too giddy to care about that right now. So Mamaroneck will attempt the extra point. The unsportsmanlike conduct is the call after the score. It will be assessed on the kickoff. So New Rochelle looking to get some advantageous starting field position for their next drive. Jogas is in for the extra point. Obregon with the hold. The kick is up, and it's good. Snap is good from Cox. Kick is good from Jogas. And so now, with 7:55 remaining in the first half, Mamaroneck trails New Rochelle 13-10. We'll be back in just a moment on LMC Media.
Did you know you can watch LMC Media on your Apple TV in full high definition? Go to the App Store and search for ScreenWeave. Install the Cablecast ScreenWeave channel. Look for the green icon. Open the channel, scroll to LMC Media, and press OK. Your device will remember your selection in the future. From within the app, you can watch all 3 of LMC's channels live. Or check out municipal and school board meetings, varsity sports, and more on demand.
Stephen Astis back with you at Mamaroneck High School as Mamaroneck trails New Rochelle 13-10 with 7:55 to go in the first half. It's an interesting line that New Rochelle has to dance. They don't usually have over-aggressive play by the defense, so they sometimes feel a little too relaxed, and you can see it on that play right there. Squib kick by Mamaroneck, fielded by number 31, Jaquise Brandon, and he falls on it right there. Solid field position for New Rochelle as they will start at exactly midfield. So Pereira pivoted and went to throw the screen pass and did not anticipate Sek breaking on the play, and he was standing right there, reminiscent of a play last year as Eric Anastas almost returned it for a score against Mount Vernon to open the season. Now a keeper by Colin Jennings on a Wildcat play, gets across midfield down to the Mamaroneck 47-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for New Rochelle. But this time there was no one standing in Sek's way, and he only had about 5 yards to scamper in for the score. So 2nd down and 7, New Rochelle. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Jennings in at the quarterback spot, keeps it around the right side. tries to blast through one tackle. He is brought to the ground by Brian Albert, and a penalty flag flies in at the last moment. That should be holding, and it is on the offense. We'll take that one back. March 10 yards off from the spot of the foul. Looked to be right around the line of scrimmage. So that should make it about 2nd and 17. We'll wait for the spot to determine where they end up. And yes, it is 1 yard behind the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 2nd down and 18 at their own 42-yard line. We'll see if New Rochelle sticks with, no, they have Pereira back in at the quarterback spot. 2nd and 18, Huguenots. They fake the jet sweep, go up the middle to Jennings, and he breaks free, and he is off to the races. He will score from 58 yards out, and New Rochelle takes a 19-10 lead. So like I mentioned, it is the explosive plays from this New Rochelle program that you have to be careful for, and they can happen at any moment. You have to maintain your discipline and your gap assignments, and there Jennings took it from the right side of the line and broke free into the secondary and raced all the way across the field for a 58-yard score. Just as Mamaroneck was feeling all of the momentum on their side, Jennings puts it on them with the carry. Timeout called by Mamaroneck, as it looked to be that New Rochelle was going to go for 2 on that play. So after the timeout, we will be back here on LMC Media.
Larchmont Mamaroneck, this is your media center. Live mobile production van. In-studio recording. Podcasting. Social media. In your schools. Watching your government. With your neighbors. LMC Media. Building community through media.
Thank you for watching LMC Varsity Sports. We hope to continue this service of streaming our school's varsity sports matches, but we can only do this with your support. Visit lmcmedia.org/donate and make your contribution today and keep this program going.
So New Rochelle now has Kaiki Braga on to attempt the extra point. The lefty boot. The snap is high, the kick is up, and it is sails through the uprights. It is good. So now the score is 20-10 with 6:33 remaining in the half. Mamaroneck, as I was saying, was feeling all the momentum, and New Rochelle really quieted the crowd there with that touchdown score. But like we said earlier, Mamaroneck just needs to stay the course and realize that those types of plays are going to happen. Rarely does a New Rochelle game take place where there isn't some number of chunk plays throughout the course of the game. So it's just a matter of maintaining your composure and sticking with the game plan. Coach Anthony Vitti, in his 18th year as a coach at Mamaroneck High School, his 11th year as the head coach, has seen this all too many times. So he knows better than anyone to just maintain the course and keep plugging away and try and stay within striking distance and give yourself a chance at the end. We still have a lot of football left to be played. We're still midway through the second quarter. As they try a pooch kick, and there's no one there to field it. That could be problematic. And New Rochelle, oh, the ball is still loose. And finally, New Rochelle falls on the ball at Mamaroneck's 36-yard line. Lack of communication by the receiving team as the ball bounced at the 30 and took a Mamaroneck bounce. Ironically, ended up being a New Rochelle bounce, bounced back away from the Mamaroneck receiving team, and no one was able to get their hands on it before New Rochelle was able to corral it. So they will take over 1st and 10 at Mamaroneck's 36-yard line. Momentary official timeout, I think, as they try and determine which ball. The New Rochelle player just sort of ran onto the field and took the ball from the line of scrimmage. Technically a violation, but I think the referees are going to let that one slide, as once the ball has officially been placed at the line of scrimmage, you are not allowed to touch it except when snapping it. So that should have been a false start or an illegal motion or illegal procedure, but we will just start there. So 1st and 10, New Rochelle at the Mamaroneck 31. They fake the jet sweep. Pereira throws deep. He's got a receiver over the middle, and it is Jaheim Gregory for the score. So just like that, they score on the 58-yard run. They get the extra point. They go for the pooch kickoff. They get that. And then they go for the quick 31-yard pass over the middle. A penalty flag comes flying in late after that, and that must be unsportsmanlike conduct on New Rochelle, as they now line up for another extra point. Game is quickly getting away from Mamaroneck. They need to once again stay the course. It is hard to do, folks. I realize it. But you've just got to play disciplined here. And they crept up. The defensive backfield crept up on that pass, and they weren't deep enough to maintain track of Jaheim Gregory, the 6'3" senior wide receiver for New Rochelle. Snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up and good. So the score now 27-10 with 6:15 remaining in the half. We'll be back in just a moment on LMC Media.
Need technical support for your next meeting or presentation? LMC Media offers full-service meeting management virtually, in real life, or a hybrid of both. Our staff can run your meeting or webinar, set up for in-person audiences to interact, or provide a professional space for you to stream. Contact us for more information at info@lmcmedia.org.
Back at his own 40 to his own 25 to kick off after the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is marched off from the 40. Deep kick goes to Verney, fielded at his own 30. He covers up, breaks to the outside, gets across midfield, and is knocked out of bounds at the New Rochelle 48-yard line. We'll call it, wait for the official spot, as Mamaroneck will take possession there. It is snowballing here on Mamaroneck, but their offense can remain productive, keep moving the ball, and putting points on the board. Three wide receivers to the bottom of your screen is Fleming, Loga, and Obregon. Handoff to Sandrum. Cuts it back across the right side of the line. Picks up about 2 yards on the play. Is brought down at the 44-yard line. We'll call that a 3-yard gain. 2nd down and 7. Mamaroneck in their familiar no-huddle offense as they get the plays called in from the sideline. We haven't seen that in a little while, only because they haven't been on offense long enough. Two wide receivers to the right. Verney in motion across to the left. And it looks to be someone on the offensive line moved momentarily, so that will be a legal procedure. So we can't have two players moving at the same time. The 5-yard penalty will make it 2nd down and 12. So they'll just run it back and run likely the same play, as nothing was really revealed on that play except that Verney went in motion. Pass to Verney, just short, bounces at his feet just at the 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 12 at the 49. 5 minutes, 5 seconds remaining in the first half. New Rochelle with a couple of explosive scores, and that is the margin in the game here today. Malice drops straight back. Screen pass to Sandrum. Avoids one tackler. Cuts it back. And is brought down at the 44, maybe the 43-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 6, and Mamaroneck will send on their punting unit. Clock continues to roll, 4:40 remaining in the first half. Back deep to receive for New Rochelle, the explosive and dangerous Gary Phillips III and Jaheim Gregory. Back to punt for Mamaroneck is number 71, James Jogas. The long snapper is Will Paneros. So Jason Cox is the snapper on the place kicking for extra points and field goals, and Paneros is the long snapper for the punts. Snap back to Jogas. He positions himself and then hits a line drive punt, which takes a very fortunate bounce inside the 10 down to about the 6-yard line. Great job by Jogas pinning New Rochelle back down at their 6. We'll be back in just a moment on LMC Media. Stephen Astis back with you for LMC Media here at Memorial Field of Mamaroneck High School. New Rochelle has the ball 1st and 10 at their own 5. Good job there by Mamaroneck's defense to contain Phillips on the quarterback keeper. And Colin Jennings, actually, might have been the one on the carry there. Went back to the ground for a moment, but he's now up and will stay in at the quarterback spot with Pereira next to the head coach on the sidelines. 2nd down and 5. Good stiff arm there and a solid tackle. Yes, of course that is. Brian Albert comes flying in from the free safety spot as Jennings is able to blast his way across the 20 and gets out to the 26-yard line, the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for New Rochelle at their own 25.
Let's go, Jay. Stay with it. Let's go, D.
Pereira now back in the pistol. Hands the ball off to Jason Irizarry, who fights through one tackle by Pineros, I believe, and before finally being brought down at the 33-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for New Rochelle at their own 33. Pineros is a little hobbled, but he'll stay in the game. Sek is your outside linebacker on the right side. And he comes in to make the tackle. He's getting stiff-armed, but he holds on and makes the tackle for a loss. Good job by Sek, as Irizarry tried to push him off with the stiff arm, but Yeli Sek, the senior, was having none of that as he gets the tackle for a loss. 3rd down and 3. Big 3rd down here for Mamaroneck as they have to come up with a stop, down 17 with 1:45 remaining in the half. Walker comes up, play tight D. Pereira looks to pass. Oh, and the ball is dropped, intended for Nico Andrews, the sophomore wide receiver. Had it in his hands, unable to hold on to it. Cox looks like he took a shot to the leg as he comes off to the sideline, and New Rochelle sends on its punting unit. Back deep to receive for Mamaroneck is the sophomore Teddy Walker. Coming on for Cox is number 10, sophomore Jacob Augustin. End over end punt, takes a bounce right to Walker. He stays in bounds and gets out to almost the 40-yard line. Good job there from the sophomore not to step out and to return that to the 40. So we'll be back in just a moment on LMC Media with 1:23 to go.
Do you have a great idea for a YouTube video or a short film, but don't know how to make it happen? LMC Media has what you need. Our equipment cage is stocked with professional quality cameras, tripods, lighting, sound, cabling.
Yards of their own. Sandrum is gang tackled at the line of scrimmage. Taken down by Daishan Benitez. Sorry about that mix-up on my part. I thought we were going to cut to commercial, but Mamaroneck was in a rush to get their offense on the field. Verney now in motion to the top of your screen. He resets, and another penalty for illegal procedure. Someone seems to be moving. I didn't catch who that was as Verney went in motion. I believe the right tackle leaned back in his stance, and that was enough to cause the flag. So same play, Malice has some time. He throws deep, he's got Loga. Oh, just over the reach of the tall wide receiver for Mamaroneck. Falls incomplete. A good looking pass from Malice, just off the mark. Mamaroneck looking to get the play in as it's 3rd and 15 after that 2nd down penalty. Hand off to Sandrum, blast through the line, and he is taken down after a pickup of about 7 on the play. Tackle made, I believe, by Irizarry and Gregory. It'll be 4th down and 8. Clock continuing to wind down with 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Vinny may be looking just to run one final play. Seven, 6, 5, 4. And so Mamaroneck will be content to go into the half. And they will discuss things there and try and strategize for a comeback in the second half. We'll be back in 15 minutes with second half action here at Mamaroneck High School on LMC Media.
Varsity Sports. We hope to continue this service of streaming our school's varsity sports matches, but we can only do this with your support. Visit lmcmedia.org/donate and make your contribution today and keep this program going.
Larchmont Mamaroneck, this is your media center. Live mobile production van. In-studio recording. Podcasting. Social media. In your schools. Watching your government. With your neighbors. LMC Media. Building community through media.
Do you need space for a meeting, conference, or presentation?
LMC Media has what you need.
Our 768 square foot studio space is ideal for many types of productions, readings, recitals, rehearsals, and workshops. The space has video recording capability, as well as daylight temperature lighting, green screen, and stage. 2 additional rooms at 208 and 156 square feet can be used for any of your needs. Auditions, meetings, classes, workshops, one-on-one instructions, and more. Both rooms feature video monitors with Chromecasting capability, making presentations a breeze.
To reserve one or more of our spaces, contact us at reserve@lmcmedia.org.
My name is Sean. I'm a regular volunteer here.
Hi, I'm Paul. I'm a volunteer. Today is my very first day. I've only been here about an hour.
LMC just provides a lot of opportunities for volunteers.
This was the first opportunity I've ever had to be like in a professional news setting.
I've learned on camera, I learned post-production, I've learned everything that I could possibly learn about the world of TV and production in general.
Everybody is extremely outgoing and very helpful. I think everyone seems to have a good time when they're making the show or behind the scenes, so it's a very friendly, like positive environment.
Every time I would come in, it would just be a whole new experience. Just all the people were just so nice and inviting.
Everybody who works at LMC, they're just great to be around. It's a great laugh. It's, it kind of feels like a family.
The LMC Media Production Van is a fully equipped mobile production unit. This custom-built van has cutting-edge professional video and telecommunications technology, high-definition cameras, and accommodates a full production crew. Interviews and events can be easily live-streamed from remote locations to the LMC cable channels and social media. This mobile unit allows for broadcasting from anywhere in our tri-municipal community and beyond. Sporting events, graduations, concerts, festivals, parades, and more. The LMC Media production van is ready to go whenever you need it.
Do you have a great idea for a YouTube video or a short film, but don't know how to make it happen?
LMC Media has what you need.
Our equipment cage is stocked with professional quality cameras, tripods, lighting, sound, cabling, and more. Our 768 square foot studio features a full lighting grid, wraparound green screen, teleprompter, TriCaster, and high definition cameras.
To reserve equipment, contact us at reserve@lmcmedia.org.
LMC Media's YouTube channel is where you can connect to your community. You can easily find your favorite videos in a playlist or keyword search. Videos are added daily relating to your community, weekly updates, talk shows,
Welcome to another community conversation. I'm Michael Witch for LMC Media.
how-tos, and municipal meetings. Stay connected through video. Check it out and subscribe.
Did you know you can watch LMC Media on your Roku in full high definition? Go to streaming channels and search for ScreenWeave. Install the Cablecast ScreenWeave channel. Look for the green icon. Open the channel, scroll to LMC Media, and press OK. Your device will remember your selection in the future. From within the app, you can watch all 3 of LMC's channels live. Or check out municipal and school board meetings, varsity sports, and more on demand.
Everywhere you looked, you saw pain and loss.
The situation was dire, and I think we all needed to see some light in the darkness.
If you turned on the TV at night, all you saw were stories of loss and fear.
But on a local level, there was hope. And those were the stories that we wanted to focus on.
LMC stepped in and served as a communication bridge, not only to disseminate important information, but also to uplift our community.
LMC was able to showcase so many heroic acts taking place locally, stories that without hyperlocal media wouldn't have reached a viewing audience.
Welcome to LMC Media and our community conversations.
Our community conversations pieces were one way to let everyone know that despite all of the terrible tragedies taking place, there were amazing things happening in our community.
People look to those stories for hope and connection. I think that's what's so important. The fact that LMC has kept us all connected.
LMC taught us how to come together digitally. They helped us with every Zoom meeting from the start till now and kept us being able to connect with you.
I just want to thank LMC Media for being there for us throughout this emergency and for helping us look out for one another. You're a vital part of this community, and we could not function and govern and take care of our residents without your vital input.
Need technical support for your next meeting or presentation? LMC Media offers full-service meeting management virtually, in real life, or a hybrid of both. Our staff can run your meeting or webinar, set up for in-person audiences to interact, or provide a professional space for you to stream. Contact us for more information at info@lmcmedia.org.
Did you know you can watch LMC Media on your Apple TV in full high definition? Go to the App Store and search for ScreenWeave. Install the Cablecast ScreenWeave channel. Look for the green icon. Open the channel, scroll to LMC Media, and press OK. Your device will remember your selection in the future. From within the app, you can watch all 3 of LMC's channels live. Or check out municipal and school board meetings, varsity sports, and more on demand.
Thank you for watching LMC Varsity Sports. We hope to continue this service of streaming our school's varsity sports matches, but we can only do this with your support. Visit lmcmedia.org/donate and make your contribution today and keep this program going.
Larchmont Mamaroneck, this is your media center. Live mobile production van. In-studio recording. Podcasting. Social media. In your schools. Watching your government. With your neighbors. LMC Media. Building community through media.
Do you need space for a meeting, conference, or presentation?
LMC Media has what you need.
Our 768 square foot studio space is ideal for many types of productions, readings, recitals, rehearsals, and workshops. The space has video recording capability, as well as daylight temperature lighting, green screen, and stage. 2 additional rooms at 208 and 156 square feet can be used for any of your needs. Auditions, meetings, classes, workshops, one-on-one instructions, and more. Both rooms feature video monitors with Chromecasting capability, making presentations a breeze.
To reserve one or more of our spaces, contact us at reserve@lmcmedia.org.
My name is Sean. I'm a regular volunteer here.
Hi, I'm Paul. I'm a volunteer. Today is my very first day. I've only been here about an hour.
LMC just provides a lot of opportunities for volunteers.
This was the first opportunity I've ever had to be like in a professional news setting.
I've learned on camera, I learned post-production, I've learned everything that I could possibly learn about the world of TV and production in general.
Everybody is extremely outgoing and very helpful. I think everyone seems to have a good time when they're making the show or behind the scenes, so it's a very friendly, like, positive environment.
Every time I would come in, it would just be a whole new experience. Just all the people were just so nice and inviting.
Everybody who works at LMC, they're just great to be around. It's a great laugh. It's, you know, it kind of feels like a family.
The LMC Media Production Van is a fully equipped mobile production unit. This custom-built van has cutting-edge professional video and telecommunications technology, high-definition cameras, and accommodates a full production crew. Interviews and events can be easily live streamed from remote locations to the LMC cable channels and social media. This mobile unit allows for broadcasting from anywhere in our tri-municipal community and beyond. Sporting events, graduations, concerts, festivals, parades, and more. The LMC Media production van is ready to go whenever you need it.
Do you have a great idea for a YouTube video or a short film, but don't know how to make it happen?
LMC Media has what you need.
Our equipment cage is stocked with professional quality cameras, tripods, lighting, sound, cabling, and more. Our 768 square foot studio features a full lighting grid, wraparound green screen, teleprompter, TriCaster, and high definition cameras.
To reserve equipment, contact us at reserve@lmcmedia.org.
LMC Media's YouTube channel is where you can connect to your community. You can easily find your favorite videos in a playlist or keyword search. Videos are added daily relating to your community, weekly updates, talk shows.
Welcome to another community conversation. I'm Michael Witch for LMC Media.
How-tos, and municipal meetings. Stay connected through video. Check it out and subscribe.
Did you know you can watch LMC Media on your Roku in full high definition? Go to streaming channels and search for ScreenWeave. Install the Cablecast ScreenWeave channel. Look for the green icon. Open the channel, scroll to LMC Media, and press OK. Your device will remember your selection in the future. From within the app, you can watch all 3 of LMC's channels live. Or check out municipal and school board meetings, varsity sports, and more on demand.
Everywhere you looked, you saw pain and loss.
The situation was dire, and I think we all needed to see some light in the darkness.
If you turned on the TV at night, all you saw were stories of loss and fear.
But on a local level, there was hope. And those were the stories that we wanted to focus on.
LMC stepped in and served as a communication bridge, not only to disseminate important information, but also to uplift our community.
LMC was able to showcase so many heroic acts taking place locally, stories that without hyperlocal media wouldn't have reached a viewing audience.
Welcome to LMC Media and our community conversations.
Our community conversations pieces were one way to let everyone know that despite all of the terrible tragedies taking place, there were amazing things happening in our community.
People look to those stories for hope and connection. I think that's what's so important. The fact that LMC has kept us all connected.
LMC taught us how to come together digitally. They helped us with every Zoom meeting from the start till now and kept us being able to connect with you.
I just want to thank LMC Media for being there for us throughout this emergency and for helping us look out for one another. You're a vital part of this community, and we could not function and govern and take care of our residents without your vital input.
Need technical support for your next meeting or presentation? LMC Media offers full-service meeting management virtually, in real life, or a hybrid of both. Our staff can run your meeting or webinar, set up for in-person audiences to interact, or provide a professional space for you to stream. Contact us for more information at info@lmcmedia.org.
can watch LMC Media on your Apple TV in full high definition. Go to the App Store and search for ScreenWeave. Install the Cablecast ScreenWeave channel. Look for the green icon. Open the channel, scroll to LMC Media, and press OK. Your device will remember your selection in the future. From within the app, you can watch all 3 of LMC's channels live. Or check out municipal and school board meetings, varsity sports, and more on demand.
Stephen Astis back with you at Memorial Field at Mamaroneck High School for LMC Media's coverage of Mamaroneck Varsity football. Mamaroneck trails New Rochelle to start the second half 27-10, and they tried a quick onside kick, but New Rochelle was ready for it, and they fielded it at the Mamaroneck 48-yard line, so the Tigers will march their defense out onto the field and deal with a short field to start the second half. Love the gamble by Coach Vitti there to try and steal a possession back, but unfortunately New Rochelle was hip to the idea, and here they go for their offensive possession at the Mamaroneck 48-yard line. Pereira back in the shotgun. Handoff to Jennings. He brings it out inside the 45 down to about the 40. No, they'll be marked down at the Mamaroneck 41-yard line. We'll bring up second down and 3. Mamaroneck has played valiantly in the first half, but it is hard against what is possibly the strongest program in all of New York State public schools. The recent state champion in 2019. As Pereira goes for the toss sweep. Great tackle there by Brian Albert on Jennings. Shoulder into the leg, brings him down at the 36-yard line. Enough for a New Rochelle first down. No, correction, he was marked down just short of the 38-yard line, so it'll be third down and 1. There's a referee standing quite officially at the 36. Looked like he was spotting the ball, but that was not his intent. Oh, good job there by Mamaroneck momentarily, but Jennings able to bounce it to the outside and cuts it back for the touchdown. They had him bottled up at the defensive line, but he was able to break one tackle and then blasted into the secondary and bounced outside Cox at the left cornerback. Brian Albert gave chase, but he was able to cut it back inside the 5 for the score. New Rochelle now on to attempt the extra point. Kaiki Braga with Phillips on to hold. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and it is through the uprights for the score. So the score is now 34-10, New Rochelle, with 10:33 remaining in the third quarter. We'll be back in just a moment on LMC Media.
This is your media center, live mobile production van, in-studio recording, podcasting, social media, in your schools, watching your government, with your neighbors. LMC Media, building community through media.
Thank you for watching LMC Varsity Sports. We hope to continue this service of streaming our school's varsity sports matches, but we can only do this with your support. Visit lmcmedia.org/donate and make your contribution today and keep this program going.
New Rochelle with the kickoff from the 40. It's a high kick into the arms of Verney, and he takes a knee at the 20. So Mamaroneck will start over, 1st and 10 at their own 20. So as I was mentioning, Mamaroneck has fought valiantly in the first half, but now's probably a fair time to mention they are missing several players, including their best player, Jack Betton, who is out for the season with a broken collarbone. Betton will be going for a postgraduate season next year to prepare for a collegiate career in football. He was being recruited by several schools, but will push that off for a year as he develops his play further. Sandram with the handoff gets out across the 20 to about the 21. It'll be 2nd down and 9 there. But unfortunately also missing are 2 of his teammates in the defensive backfield, Nathan Friedman and Zach Schwab. Schwab injured himself in the game against Newburgh last week. Has an injured foot, and Nathan Friedman is out with COVID. Malice keeps it, pass to Verney for no gain, as there were a couple of defenders out there to make the stop. It'll be 3rd down and 9. So Friedman and Schwab, along with Betton, missing in the defensive backfield. And then you're also missing Ben Dutton on the offensive line and from the linebacking core. It's a huge loss there. But the offensive line for Mamaroneck has been solid all day. Whistle blows that play dead. A penalty on the offense, as illegal procedure will stop that play before it gets started. Instead of 3rd and 9, it'll be 3rd and 14 from the Mamaroneck 17-yard line. There is a ton of talent in this class of 2021, in addition to the class of 22 and 23, as you see several juniors playing on the field as well as several sophomores. Sandram brings it across the 15 and is tackled at about the 17. It'll be about no gain, so that'll bring up 4th down and 13 after a short gain on the play. And Mamaroneck sends on its punting unit. So there's a lot of promising young talent on this team, in addition to the bevy of talent in the senior class. But football is a game of attrition, and it's a matter of staying on the field. Solid punt there from Jogas. Takes a New Rochelle bounce and is downed at the Mamaroneck 42-yard line. And New Rochelle will take over after these messages from LMC Media.
Need technical support for your next meeting or presentation? LMC Media offers full-service meeting management virtually, in real life, or a hybrid of both. Our staff can run your meeting or webinar, set up for in-person audiences to interact, or provide a professional space for you to stream.
New Rochelle wasting no time getting on the field and getting their offense in position. Backup quarterback, number 19, Austin Luzzy, the sophomore, standing at 6'3" and weighing in at 175. He comes on, and the first pass by Luzzy is incomplete, short and wide of the intended receiver in the right flat. 2nd down and 10, New Rochelle. Huguenots in the pistol formation with the running back behind the quarterback in a shotgun. Ramsey missed an opportunity at a tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and New Rochelle scampers in for the score from 42 yards out. That'll make it 40-10 with the extra point to come. 7:43 remaining in the 3rd quarter. And New Rochelle is really churning it on here in the second half. On the touchdown is number 9, the senior Jason Irizarry. On to attempt the extra point, number 81, Kachiki Braga. The kick is good. So the score is now 41-10. We'll be back in just a moment. New Rochelle on to kick off from their own 40. High end over end kick, fielded by Verney at his own 15. Breaks through one tackle, breaks through another out across the 35. Down at the 36-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers there. So Mamaroneck will send their offensive unit out onto the field. It'll be trips right as you see 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. Fleming, Loga, and Obregon. Sandrum rolls out to the right, and Jason Cox now in at quarterback, hits him in stride, and Sandrum across midfield and into New Rochelle territory, down at the New Rochelle 47-yard line. 1st and 10, Mamaroneck. Sophomore Cox has played quarterback in his upbringing as a football player. He tries the keeper there and is brought down for a 1-yard loss as he is hit hard in the backfield. It'll be 2nd down and 11 for Mamaroneck. Cox now drops back. Pass complete to Loga. He bobbles it momentarily and is met at the 46-yard line. A pickup of 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 9. Good pass by Cox, hitting Loga in stride. Third and 9 at the New Rochelle 46. Sandrum goes wide in motion. Pass intended for Sandrum. And it nails Jackie Clark right in the noggin. He was looking to put the hit on Sandrum and did not see the ball in flight. So it'll be 4th down and 9, and on to punt is James Jogas. That pass had some good velocity on it, but unfortunately was not close enough to Sandrum for him to even make an attempt. I like the play design. They'll just have to execute that one better next time. Jogas with the punt, end over end, should take a Mamaroneck bounce, and does. Rolls down, and it's stopped. Now picked up by New Rochelle. Mamaroneck touched it first, so New Rochelle could not lose possession, but a fantastic roll for Jogas and Mamaroneck, as New Rochelle will now take over inside their own 5-yard line with 5:33 to go in the third quarter. So Mamaroneck pushes New Rochelle back into their worst field position of the day. We'll see if they can contain them and win this battle of field position here as we move into the latter stages of the third. Luzzy still on at quarterback. Good tackle there by the middle line for Mamaroneck. Tackle made by Pineros and Donnie Gomez, number 50. Pickup of about 5 or 6 on the play. We'll call it 6. It'll be 2nd down and 4. No, correction. That was a 5-yard gain. That stick is just a little too far up. So it's 2nd down and 5. Clock rolls down to 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Another handoff up the middle. He's got some running room. Cox unable to contain him. Obregon unable to get him. And a good job by number 25, the sophomore Jack Ramsey, to chase down the ball carrier in deep in Mamaroneck territory. Looks to be a penalty flag. And illegal procedure is the call. We'll march this one all the way back. Good discipline there by the chain gang to stay in their position. Sometimes you can see them get a little loose with their responsibilities and start moving off their spot, as it's important now as they have to march it back 5 yards from the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 10 now for New Rochelle. Clock is stopped with 4:43 to go in the third. So fatigue is likely setting in for the Mamaroneck side, as they've been chasing New Rochelle all over the field here on this brisk sunny day in April. Yelisek now on the right side of the formation. Ramsey joins him. Motion to the right. Handoff to the right. Sek wraps him up. And he gets help from the majority of the Mamaroneck defense as forward progress is stopped. And time is stopped with 4:14 remaining. Illegal procedure once again is the call on New Rochelle. Still see a large number of starters on the field for New Rochelle. A few backups have entered the game here as they're up by 31 in the late stages of the third. Additional whistles on the field as we now have a timeout called by New Rochelle. So we'll step away here on LMC Media and come back on the other side of this timeout. 4 minutes, 4 seconds remain in the third.
Need technical support for your next meeting or presentation? LMC Media offers full-service meeting management virtually, in real life, or a hybrid of both. Our staff can run your meeting or webinar, set up for in-person audiences to interact, or provide a professional space for you to stream. Contact us for more information at info@lmcmedia.org.
Coach Vitti had a momentary discussion with the officials, and now the clock continues to wind. Under 4 minutes to go in the third. Oh, great tackle by Alex Verney. And it is a safety. So Mamaroneck puts some more points on the board as Verney comes up with the stop. Obviously registers a tackle for a loss on that play as he tackled him in the end zone for the safety. Official timeout on the field is called with 3:36 to go as the officials are discussing the play. I'm not sure what is really debatable about it. It seemed quite clear that he tackled him in the end zone. We'll be back in just a moment. Kick goes to Verney. He fields it at his own 45. Breaks one tackle. Gets inside the 40. And is down to the New Rochelle 39-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Mamaroneck as they get the possession after a safety. The offensive team that gave up the safety then has to, normally they punt the ball, but the ball either way kicked from the 20, fielded by Verney at his own 45, brought it back 15 yards, and Mamaroneck will take over there. Grant Malice back in at quarterback for the Tigers after a possession off. Fakes the handoff to Sandrum, passes it out to Obregon, and he is blasted at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Mamaroneck. Cox now coming on for Obregon at the wide receiver spot. We'll see if maybe some trickeration is in store by Mamaroneck with Jason Cox now in the slot. Comes back into the backfield. They fake the handoff. Malice now goes downfield for, he had Sandrum. They could not connect. A nice looking pass from Malice. Just slightly off the mark on the completion on the wheel route there. Good defense trying to cut off the angle on that pass, but Longezo Sandrum just unable to get his hands on that one. Obregon now back in as the slot receiver. Verney split wide to the right with them in the trip set. Handoff to Sandrum. He breaks one tackle. Stiff arm and then hit hard out of bounds. Just at the New Rochelle 37-yard line. That'll bring up 4th down and 7. And it looks like Mamaroneck will go for it with 1:55 remaining in the third. It's that liberating moment in the game where you don't have much to lose by going for it on 4th down in their Great pass by Malice off the hands of Verney. So it'll be a turnover on downs there. 1:31 to go in the third. This game today has been a good illustration of just how difficult the game of football can be, because you point to any individual player and the overwhelming majority of the Mamaroneck roster has comported themselves well, played hard, made some plays, executed well. But New Rochelle is just too much to handle for most teams, as those explosive plays, those chunk plays as they call them, just really do devastating damage to a defense and a team overall. There's a broken play by New Rochelle as the running back was not looking for the handoff from Luzzy, and so he had to scamper and scramble for a 3-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 7 for the Huguenots at their own 40-yard line. 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter. Another awkward handoff there, but it is connected to the running back. He tries to bounce it to the outside, but is unable to get much going there as he picks up another 2 on the play. It'll be picks up 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 5 for New Rochelle. Most of these players you see on the field here for Mamaroneck played in the Mamaroneck Youth Football League. We encourage you to consider having your son go out for the team. Good tackle there from Jason Cox, but not before the receiver is able to get positive yardage enough for a 1st down out near midfield to the New Rochelle 49. Forward progress ruled down there. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Huguenots at that spot. The Tiger Touchdown Club is looking for support. Please feel free to visit their Instagram feed at MAMK Tigers TD. So be sure to follow them there and keep track of the goings-on of the booster program for Mamaroneck High School football through the Mamaroneck Youth Football League. As I began to say, most of the players here on the field have played in the Mamaroneck Youth Football League, known as the MYFL, whether it is in their flag football program for the first couple years or for their tackle football program when you reach the 5th and 6th grades, and then moving on in 7th and 8th grade. You can play modified football at the Hommocks. That was, by the way, the end of the third quarter. So it's now the beginning of the fourth, and the players have switched sides. New Rochelle now going left to right on your screen. Number 10, Abduli Sahur, tries to bounce it to the outside on 1st down, picks up about 1 on the play. As he's tackled at midfield, it'll be 2nd down and 9 for the Huguenots. Oh, but there is a penalty on the field, is a holding penalty. Looks to be about 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So that 10-yard penalty will march it off from the spot of the foul. It's a 10-yard penalty from about a yard behind the line of scrimmage. Will bring up 1st down and 21 for New Rochelle. So as I mentioned, that Instagram page is MAMK Tigers. MAMK, let me get that right, MAMK Tigers TD, as there's a fumble on the field. Another botched exchange by the New Rochelle offensive backfield, but number 31, Jacquees Brandon, is able to fall on it. That'll bring up 2nd down and 24 for New Rochelle. While we're on the topic, well, I mentioned it earlier in the broadcast, but LMC Media relies heavily on the support of its community, and it provides countless services for the community, covering parades and store openings and special events in the town. If you'd like to support the program. Another fumble in the backfield. Oh, and it's fallen on at the last moment by Demir Dassim Barletier. So it'll be 3rd down and 30, 3rd down and 29 for New Rochelle, as the reserve unit is now on the field for the Huguenots. So if you'd like to donate to LMC Media, please visit lmcmedia.org/donate. Two receivers to the top of the screen. A counter play to Decime Barletier. He tries to cut it back and picks up 3 yards. So it'll be 4th down and 26 for New Rochelle, and back deep to receive the punt for Mamaroneck is Teddy Auker. On to kick for New Rochelle is number 11, Isaiah Massey. Kick sails to the right side and bounces out of bounds at about the 30-yard line of Mamaroneck. So with 9:07 to go in the 4th quarter, Mamaroneck will take over at their own 30-yard line. We'll be back in just a moment on LMC Media. Solid pickup by the junior running back, Sandrum. As Jason Cox is now back in at quarterback in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff, pass to Verney, bobbles it momentarily, and is tackled after a short gain of about a half a yard. As number 26, Jackie Clark, does a good job closing the distance to the receiver. Loga and Obregon is split wide to the left. Fleming split wide to the right. Cox takes the shotgun, keeps the ball, runs out around the right side, races to the right sideline, and is knocked out inside the 15, down to the 14-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 6, just outside the 14. Clock stopped as Cox went out of bounds with 7:52 to go in the game. Cox takes the snap and rolls to his left on a bootleg, but a whistle and encroachment is the call. The defense must have been lined up in the neutral zone, as no one actually jumped off sides. That'll make it 3rd down and a long 1 yard to go at the 10-yard line. Cox hands off to Sandrum, and once again, there is a whistle and a flag. And encroachment on the defense once again will give 1st and goal to Mamaroneck at about the 5. So the second unit for New Rochelle is showing some inexperience and some mental errors. Let's see if Mamaroneck can capitalize and get some more points on the board. Clock is stopped with 7:14 remaining. Paul Fuller now in the backfield with Cox. Hand off to Fuller. He blasts across and in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Tigers. Good job on the hesitation move by Fuller. As Cox puts it in his belly, he cuts to the left and runs over one defensive player for the score. Now on to attempt the extra point for Mamaroneck is James Jogas. Nicholas Obregon is on to hold, and Jason Cox will do the snapping. Brian Albert races on a little late to his position. The kick is up and good. So the score now 41-19 with 7:03 remaining in the game. We'll be back in just a moment on LMC Media.
Do you have a great idea for a YouTube video or a short film, but don't know how to make it happen?
LMC Media has what you need.
Our equipment cage is stocked with professional quality cameras, tripods, lighting, sound, cabling, and more. Our 768 square foot studio features a full lighting grid, wraparound green screen, teleprompter, TriCaster, and high definition cameras.
To reserve equipment, contact us at reserve@lmcmedia.org.
Sam Bone racing on for kickoff duties there as Jogas marks off his positioning for the kickoff. We've lost our field mic, so the crowd noise will be missing for the last few minutes here as Jogas with a pooch kick. Oh, and Mamaroneck almost able to fall on that one, but a fortunate bounce ends up in the arms of Nico Andrews for New Rochelle, narrowly averting disaster. Mamaroneck is still down by 22, so with 6:59 to go in the game, it is long odds for Mamaroneck to make a comeback here, but that certainly would have put them on the right track if they were able to come up with that pooch kick possession, as Coach Smith, the defensive coordinator, is now putting in a few reserve players, give them some action. On the field now is Jack Jager at the outside linebacker spot. He goes to try and make that tackle, unable to do so. And now number 31, Jacquees Brandon, is able to run in for the touchdown. No flags on the field. So good execution by the New Rochelle reserves as they race for the score from about 60 yards out and put 6 more up on the board with 6:37 remaining here in the game. Tough turn of events here in the fourth quarter for Mamaroneck. As New Rochelle is now on to attempt the extra point. Kick is up and wide right, no good. So the score remains 47-19. We'll be back in just a moment on LMC Media.
Thank you for watching LMC Varsity Sports. We hope to continue this service of streaming our school's varsity sports matches, but we can only do this with your support. Visit lmcmedia.org/donate and make your contribution today and keep this program going.
So we're back at Mamaroneck High School's Memorial Field. New Rochelle set to kick off. On to kick is Giovanni Wellington for New Rochelle. Short pooch kick fielded by Loga. Fair catch at his own 36-yard line, and Mamaroneck will take over there. 6:27 remaining in the game. We knew it was going to be an uphill climb for Mamaroneck today, facing one of the best teams in New York State year in and year out. The Mamaroneck basketball team was fortunate enough to get not one but 2 victories over Mount Vernon this season, the best basketball program in New York State for several years in a row, for decades really. And now the Mamaroneck football team was hoping to have some similar good fortune. Malice now back in as good carry there by Jack Ramsey. The sophomore gets it about 8 yards downfield out to the 45-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 2 for the Tigers there. Mamaroneck hoping to catch New Rochelle on a down year. I mean, they are 2-0 with a large margin of victory in their most recent game. But this is a very talented Mamaroneck team, as Malice able to keep it around the right side, get across the line to gain, enough for a 1st down, just shy of midfield. But unfortunately, the explosiveness of this Huguenots team was just too much for Mamaroneck to handle today. They had the momentum in several different situations, and that's why those explosive plays can feel so damaging, because just when you think things are going your way, then all of a sudden a 60-yard touchdown or a interception return for a touchdown, and then a kickoff that gets recovered by New Rochelle, and then another 80-yard touchdown run, and before you know it, things are really going against you, and you can really feel the tide going the wrong way as we climb under 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Malice in the shotgun. Ramsey with the carry, breaks it to the outside, breaks through one arm tackle down inside the 40. Enough for another Tigers 1st down. Number 3, Sam Bone, is now in at wide receiver, along with number 88, Evan Williams. Carry again by Ramsey, and he is off to the races, breaks through one tackle and is brought down from behind inside the 20, down around the 15-yard line. Good block there from the junior wide receiver, Jack Jager, to give him some running room on the right side. As Ramsey now gets a breather. Malice in the shotgun. Positions Augustin to his left. Hands it to Augustin. He scampers for a yard or two before he's pushed backwards. Forward progress was stopped, so the fact that the ball came loose is inconsequential. Clock continues to roll to 3:35 remaining in the game. Number 22, Zachary Wender, now on the field at the running back spot. The sophomore seeing his first action as a running back here in the game. Malice hands it off to Wender. Wender makes his way back towards the center of the line, cutting back. Stopped short of the 10-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and about 5 for the Tigers. 3 minutes remaining. Malice keeps it, fights through one tackle, breaks another one, and gets almost, yes, in for the score. I was going to say it looked clear that he got across the goal line, but the officials were a little slow to give the indication. But Grant Malice, with the quarterback keeper, scores from 10 yards out. Clock stop with 2:41 remaining. It's now 47-25, and Jogas comes on to attempt the extra point. Jason Cox was taking a breather on the sideline and realizes, wait a second, I'm the guy that snaps the ball, so nothing can really happen without me here. And he races onto the field to attempt the long snap. Snap is good, hold is good, kick is up, and good. So it is 47-26 now with 2:41 remaining in the game. We'll be back in just a moment on LMC Media.
Next meeting or presentation, LMC Media offers full-service meeting management virtually, in real life, or a hybrid of both. Our staff can run your meeting or webinar, set up for in-person audiences to interact, or provide a professional space for you to stream. Contact us for more information at info@lmcmedia.org.
Stephen Astis back with you at Mamaroneck High School's Memorial Field as Mamaroneck trails New Rochelle 47-26 with 2:41 remaining. James Jogas on to kick off from his own 40. Line drive kick into some open space and sails out of bounds inside the 25, drawing the penalty flag as you're not allowed to kick the kickoff out of bounds. So New Rochelle will take over after the penalty is assessed. A lot of second unit players coming on for Mamaroneck. Number 6, senior Gabriel Winter, coming on, I believe, in a linebacker role. Number 53, Angel Tapia, out there at the right cornerback. Sam Bone will take over as the safety. Number 83, Cameron Lee, is now in at the left cornerback spot. Handoff on the jet sweep. Oh, and a great tackle there by Chris Gramajo. Good job closing the distance there by the junior linebacker. Also on the field, Dylan Calderon, the senior defensive lineman. No, correction, my bad. Hunter Alicia and Jose Bautista are in at the defensive tackle spots. Kristen Santos, a long line of Santos brothers playing football at Mamaroneck. Handoff goes to Henderson Clark, and Clark racing into Mamaroneck territory and down to the Mamaroneck 40-yard line. Correction, the Mamaroneck 38-yard line for a New Rochelle first down with 1:33 remaining. So for the uninitiated out there, this is a good illustration of just how complicated and difficult the sport of football can be. You can have 10 guys on one side of the ball doing everything they're supposed to be doing, but when one player breaks down, the entire machine breaks down, and you have a gap that a running back or receiver can fill, and that spells doom for the defense. And that is often what happened here, where just a minor breakdown, a momentary breakdown, can be taken advantage of, like it is there as number 31 breaks several tackles and bounces back and forth as Jaquise Brandon runs in for the score. 47 seconds remaining, and the junior halfback scores from 30 yards out. So many things to be proud of and impressed by from this Mamaroneck performance today, but when you have such explosive talents on the opposition sideline, it's just a hard thing to deal with, as you think you're playing well, you think you've got the momentum, you're executing in all facets, and then they break off an 80-yard touchdown run. It's just sort of hard to stomach. As is often the case when you have a lot of backups in the game, there's some confusion about responsibilities and positions pre-snap, and so Coach Vitti calls a quick timeout just to make sure that everyone is set, giving this reserve squad the respect it deserves in making sure that they're all positioned where they need to be. A football team relies heavily on these backups to execute in scout offense and scout defense during the week and help prepare the starters for the grind that is a football game on a Friday night, or as is the case today, on a Saturday afternoon. New Rochelle is going to go for two and let the reserve offense take the play, and they take a knee. So the extra point or 2-point conversion is ruled as a failed attempt via a show of sportsmanship from the first-year head coach Raymond Rhett Jr., who took over for the legendary New Rochelle head coach Lou DiRienzo, who was let go after a tumultuous season last year, or actually I guess that was the year before. With COVID, sorry folks, it's hard to keep track of everything and when everything took place, but yes, that was last year when that took place. I believe he served as the head coach for over 30 years at New Rochelle High School, finally capturing the state championship in 2019. As I mentioned, coached Anthony Vitti in his 11th year as the head coach at Mamaroneck after 18 total years coaching for the Mamaroneck staff. He also served 5 years as a coach at Iona. He also serves as a biology teacher and is one of the students' favorite teachers here at Mamaroneck High School. He also is a graduate of Mamaroneck High School, having played his collegiate football career at the University of Albany. Pooch kick by New Rochelle, fielded by Brian Albert. He returns it and avoids a tackler or two before finally, unfortunately, tripping over his teammate's leg. Zachary Wender just in the wrong place at the wrong time there at the very end, as Brian Albert saw a lot of green in front of him, but unable to capitalize. 41 seconds remaining here, so we'll get one last play or two from Mamaroneck. The sophomore Bone split wide right with the junior Jager. Split wide left for Mamaroneck will be Evan Williams. Jason Cox in at the quarterback, and at running back will be the sophomore Jacob Augustin. Graney and his line mates still in on the offensive line, providing blocking support for this backup crew, and Cox will take a knee. So that will do it here at Mamaroneck High School. The final score is New Rochelle 53, Mamaroneck 26. We'll see you next Saturday for Senior Day at Mamaroneck High School as the Tigers take on the Scarsdale Raiders. It should be a fantastic matchup between two equally matched rosters. This has been Steve Anastas coming to you from Mamaroneck High School, along with our cameraman Jordan Harper, and for our executive director Matt Sullivan and our sports producer Rob Moretti, I'm Steve Anastas for LMC Media. Have a great day, folks.